Right now, everything is moving very fast behind the scenes, and what we are seeing in Zimbabwe is not just normal political debate. This is a serious power moment. We are talking about Vice President Chiwenga, Justice Minister Ziyambi, Jonathan Moyo, leaked information, constitutional changes, and quiet tension inside the system. If you are watching this, make sure you like this video and subscribe right now, because what I am about to explain will help you understand what is really happening. Let us go straight to the point. The main issue shaking the country is the proposed constitutional amendment that could extend President Mnangagwa's time in office until 2030. That alone is enough to create pressure. Whenever a leader's term is expected to end, different groups begin preparing for succession. People begin positioning themselves. Allies become cautious, rivals become active, and when a proposal suddenly appears that could change the timeline, it affects everyone. Now, here is where things become sensitive. The Justice Minister, Ziyambi, is central in pushing forward the legal process around this amendment. He is the one moving the paperwork, guiding the bill, explaining the changes. In politics, the person moving the legal instrument carries weight. So naturally, if people are unhappy with the proposal, they look at him. At the same time, Jonathan Moyo's name entered the conversation because of a leaked memo narrative. Reports circulated suggesting that internal intelligence concerns were raised about how the constitutional amendment was being structured and presented. In that same wave of reports, Jonathan Moyo was mentioned as someone influencing or shaping arguments behind the scenes. Now, whether that is direct authorship or intellectual influence, the mere mention of his name created more drama. And remember, Jonathan Moyo is not a small figure. He is experienced. He understands political messaging. So when his name is connected to a constitutional process, people start asking questions. Is he advising? Is he shaping strategy? Is he part of a bigger plan? Now add another layer. There were also reports about a leaked itinerary connected to Minister Ziyambi during a foreign trip. When travel details of a senior government official leak, security institutions take that very seriously. That becomes more than politics. That becomes a security matter. When security begins investigating leaks, the environment becomes tense. So now imagine this situation clearly. You have a constitutional amendment that affects presidential tenure. You have internal party succession conversations. You have intelligence leak narratives. You have a security investigation over sensitive information. You have court challenges from war veterans questioning the process. This is not small. When headlines say Chiwenga forced to strike, it is not necessarily saying tanks are moving. It is saying pressure is building inside the system. Chiwenga is a former military leader. He understands security dynamics. He understands institutional balance. When leaks start flying and political factions begin pushing narratives, someone with a security background naturally becomes a focus of attention. People begin asking, what is his position? Is he comfortable with the constitutional changes? Is he silent? Is he watching? Is he preparing? These questions alone create suspense. Now let us slow it down and make it simple so everyone understands. When a country discusses changing its constitution, it is serious. The constitution is the foundation. It is the rule book. If you change the rule book, you change the future. Some people will support the change because they believe continuity brings stability. Others will resist because they believe leadership timelines must remain fixed to protect democracy. This is the core of the tension. War veterans filing a court challenge adds emotional weight. These are individuals who fought during the liberation struggle. When they question a constitutional amendment, it signals that this is not just opposition noise. It is internal concern from respected groups. Now combine that with leaked information. Leaks do not happen in calm environments. Leaks happen when someone wants to influence the narrative. Sometimes leaks are genuine whistleblowing. Sometimes they are strategic political tools. But either way, they increase pressure. So what we are watching is a power chessboard. Ziyambi is pushing the legal framework. Jonathan Moyo is being discussed in connection with strategic thinking. War veterans are challenging the legality. Security institutions are reportedly investigating leaks. Chiwenga stands as a powerful figure whose silence alone carries meaning. That is why this story is explosive. And please, if you are following this breakdown, like this video and subscribe right now. It helps the channel grow and keeps you informed. Now let us talk about the regional impact. South Africa is watching. The SADC region is watching. Investors are watching. Whenever there is constitutional debate about term extension in any southern African country, markets pay attention. Migration discussions increase. Diplomacy becomes active quietly. No country wants instability near its borders. This means that even if everything remains peaceful, the perception of tension alone matters. Let me explain something important. Political systems do not only operate through official announcements, they also operate through signals. Silence is a signal. Leaks are signals. Court cases are signals. Speeches are signals. When several signals appear at the same time, analysts know something is moving underneath. So now let us talk about succession politics in general terms so you understand the deeper layer. In any ruling party, when a leader approaches the end of a constitutional term, internal ambition rises. Even loyal members begin planning for the future. It is human nature. When a proposal appears that could extend the current leader's stay, those internal calculations must pause. Some may welcome it. Some may feel blocked. This is where factional tension usually grows. It does not mean open conflict. It means careful positioning. It means alliances forming quietly. It means watching who speaks, who supports, who criticizes. Now imagine that sensitive information leaks during this stage. That can increase mistrust. People begin suspecting each other. Who leaked it? Why? To embarrass who? To weaken who? Now, security agencies then begin tracing the leak. That process alone can create fear within institutions. And when fear exists inside political institutions, narratives grow quickly. That is how dramatic headlines are born. But here is the key thing. As of now, there is no confirmed military takeover, no confirmed open confrontation. What we have is political tension, legal debate, and security investigation narratives. And that is enough to create suspense. Let me also address something very important. Whenever constitutional amendments involve extending terms or changing election mechanisms, public trust becomes the main issue. If the public believes the process is transparent, tension reduces. If the public believes the process is rushed or unclear, tension increases. Right now, debate is intense because some citizens are asking whether a referendum should be required. Others argue parliamentary procedures are sufficient. That disagreement is central. Now think carefully. If the amendment proceeds smoothly, Mnangagwa could remain until 2030. If the court challenge succeeds, the process may slow or change. If internal party dynamics shift, alliances could change. If more leaks emerge, pressure could intensify. This is why the story is still developing. And please, if you are enjoying this real-time breakdown, like this video and subscribe. Stay informed. Let me bring in the human angle. Ordinary citizens are mostly concerned about stability, economy, jobs, and cost of living. They want predictability. When political headlines dominate news cycles, uncertainty increases. Investors become cautious. As businesses wait before expanding, that affects everyone. So beyond the political elite chessboard, there is a real-life impact. Now let me talk about Chiwenga specifically in calm terms. Because of his background, many observers naturally watch him during moments of tension. But sometimes silence is strategic. Not every powerful figure reacts publicly to every development. In politics, timing is everything. If he speaks too early, it shapes the narrative. If he remains silent, speculation grows. If he supports openly, it clarifies alignment. If he distances himself, it creates a new dynamic. This is why analysts are carefully observing. Meanwhile, Jonathan Moyo continues to engage in constitutional debates publicly discussing governance and reform. That keeps his name circulating. Whether he is officially involved in drafting processes or not, his intellectual presence in the debate keeps the spotlight on him. Ziyambi, on the other hand, carries the legal responsibility. If the bill advances, he gains credit among supporters. If it faces backlash, he absorbs criticism from opponents. That is the pressure of being the legal architect. Now, I want you to think about something deeper. Politics is not only about power, it is about legitimacy. A leader can have authority, but legitimacy is about whether people feel the process is fair. When war veterans go to court, they are arguing about legitimacy. When leaks appear, they challenge legitimacy. When security investigates, it defends institutional integrity. So the real battle here is not tanks or noise, it is legitimacy versus control of the narrative. Well, and that is powerful. As this unfolds, the next key moment will likely be parliamentary movement or court developments. Those will shape the direction. If Parliament debates openly and the process appears orderly, tension may come. If court rulings intervene strongly, the political temperature may rise. If new leaks surface, suspicion may deepen. So this is a story that requires patience. And please, before I continue deeper into the possible scenarios and what this could mean for the 2028 political horizon, like this video and subscribe so you do not miss updates.